Yeah, I put my dad in the street against a heavyweight.
I've gone back to the dad. I've punched him a few more
There's
times.
5 blokes outside my front door. Can you come and help
One
me?
hell of a fucking story, so stay tuned.
This is Colin McGuigan for IFL TV, proudly sponsored by Everlast. I'm joined today by Liam Williams. Liam, how's things, mate?
Yeah, mate, not too bad. Thank you. I'm all good. You know, getting by, training, and just living life, mate.
There was a massive fight at the weekend in AJ Usyk. What did you make of it?
You know, I see the fight itself. I thought was good. AJ done a lot better than he did last time. You know, he forced it a little more. He got a lot more off. You know, I just think Usyk's just very, very good technically. His ring craft, his boxing ability is just untouchable at that kind of weight. So it's very good, and I don't think there's any shame in Joshua losing to him. Obviously, he's going to be upset. And he's going to be gutted, just like any fighter when they lose. But he's getting a lot of stick and stuff, which I think is very uncalled for. To be honest with you, He did throw his toys out the pram a little bit and act like a bit of a dickhead, but he was emotional, wasn't he? So, you just have to kind of try and cut him a little bit of slack, I guess.
What do you make of that at the end? Is that natural for a sportsman like yourself in that environment, or do you need your team to try and take you out of that moment?
One of his team probably should have maybe, been there and kind of pulled him aside and said, look, get your head back on it. But as I said, he was emotional. He's just lost for the for the heavyweight championship of the world, all the belts, blah blah blah. Emotions got the better of him, and I don't think anybody should be too hard on him for that, because it's just he's human after all. Do you know what I mean?
Do you feel like he should retire after that, or do you think that there's possibly a route back into contention at some point?
Yeah, I don't think he should retire. I think he's got so much more left in the tank. There's so many good heavyweights around now. Champion, fringe, contenders. I think there's so many big fights left out there for him. Definitely, I think it's up to him what he does ultimately. But I think he's got a lot more to offer.
And what would you make of Usyk against Fury next, which looks as if it's going to happen?
I think Fury wins. I think Fury beats him. Because Fury's got just as good of a skill set as him. For the size of the guy and everything, he moves unbelievably. But I just think that size, that exercise which Fury has, he'll just play a massive part, and I think he will use his size a lot better than the likes of Joshua would.
We'll get on to what's next for you in a second, but first of all, I do need to speak to you about the big fight that was made a couple of weeks ago now in Conor Benn and Eubank. What do you make of
that? I don't know. I think I don't know. I don't really. I'm not overly excited by the fight, if I'm being honest with you. Because Eubank is 2 weights higher. Let's not forget Eubank's even fought at super middle and competed with, the best super middleweight. So, I don't know. I just think in terms of levels, it's a good fight. But I just think I think Eubank would be a bit too big for him.
Yeah, and obviously as well, we've got Canelo GGG. We're on the cusp of that now. It's a couple of weeks away. What do you make of that
one? I think depends how Canelo comes back from the loss against Bivol, but I don't think that would have phased him too much. He seems a very mentally strong fella. And coming back down. Oh no, it's super middleweight. This is it.
Yeah.
So coming back, I don't think he'll have any problems with Golovkin personally. I think Golovkin's probably, I would say, his best days are just behind him. You know, he's still got plenty left in the tank by all means, but um, when you're in with the likes of Canelo, then I just don't think he's going to have enough in the tank to pull the trigger like he used to.
Yeah, and obviously we've seen you last out in February against Eubank. Things didn't go your way that night. Have you had a sufficient time out of the ring now that you're eager to get back in?
Yeah, mate, I'm very eager. To be honest, I was hoping I would have fought by now, not so much by now, but I would have been fighting quite close to them now. I've had a good time out. I had a few problems going into that fight. You know, I'm not going to go into it. No excuses. I got beat on the night, and I got beat on the night. That's that. Um, but you know, I did after I did need a little bit of time out just to let my body recover and everything else. So yeah, you know, I think I'm ready to go back now. But without saying too much, there's a couple of things going on behind the scenes which have held up, um, you know, my moving forward then. And
Will we
you know,
see you staying at Adam Booth with Adam Booth?
yeah, I'm staying with Adam Booth. Um, but I've even been, I was back there a couple of weeks back. I started getting back in camp because I thought a fight day was coming. Then I had to pull out of that fight date because of things going on in the background. So you know,
When you
nothing to
say
do with my,
things going on in the background, do you mean boxing politics between promoters or like what are we talking
yeah,
about?
yeah. Um, there's a couple of contractual issues, um, not even between myself or my manager or my promoter, but with relating to the Eubank fight. Then going back and ties to that certain fight. There's things which haven't really gone smoothly. So um, yeah, it's been a little bit of a hold up, which I'm not too happy about. I've been eager to get back, and I've been training. I'm in good shape now. I'm lighter right now than what I was probably like 3 weeks before my last fight. I've kept myself in really good condition, obviously because I was hoping to get back sooner. But you know, these things happen, so I have to try and keep my head switched on. And I'm probably not going to fight until closer to the back end of the year now, if I'm being honest with you.
Okay, and when were then? And what promotion will we see you fight under?
Say it again, sorry.
What promoter will we see you fighting under in your next fight then?
I'm not too sure right now, to be honest with you. I'm signed with Probellum.
Yeah.
Um, but I don't know. It just depends what comes on offer. You know, I'm happy where I am right now. Just got to get the problem sorted to do with the other promoters, which was involved in the Eubank fight, and then we can move on.
Right, okay. And before I let you go, Liam, obviously there's a certain camaraderie around the booth gym at the moment. Don't know what it is. I spoke to Adam about it. I spoke to Mick about it. There's just something different, something clicking. How much are you enjoying being around that environment at the moment?
Yeah, it's good, man. You know, I've enjoyed it there from the moment I went there at first, and it's just it's just a good bunch of boys. Everybody's very dedicated and hardworking. Um, and the fact that everybody has a really good laugh while they're out there as well, I think you know everything's quite light-hearted and everybody's taking the piss, giggling, and you know it just brings a good vibe. And um, you know, so each day you go into the gym, it isn't you know, oh, not this hard shit again, not this graft. It's just you going in, you're having a laugh, and everybody's bouncing off each other.
Do you feel like we could see it differently in Williams going forward under Adam Booth?
Yes, mate, definitely. Obviously with the last one, everything was a little bit forced. I had a couple of injuries, which led me to pull out of the first Eubank fight when it was made. And then the second one, yeah, you know, everything. I just feel like everything was a little bit forced. Didn't really have ample amount of time um, to gel with each other. But I definitely think I'm in a better position now as well. You know, all right, I've had a loss, which I'm obviously gutted about, but you know, I feel like I've taken that little bit of a step back now, and I'm start kind of starting from fresh again. Not fresh, but you understand what I'm saying, yeah.
Yeah.
So I haven't got too much pressure on my shoulders. I can just learn that bit more with Adam, and we can move forward and progress together now.
When you see the other guys in the gym obviously getting wins, like Josh Kelly, you've got Mick Conlon, Kurt Walker, all these Harlem Eubank, all these type of guys who are out there getting wins, does that have you chomping at the bit?
Yeah, mate. To be honest with you, I'm watching them and I'm thinking, fucking bastard. Like, I'm not jealous because they're my friends and I'm really happy for them. But I'm like, fucking, I want to get back there. Just get me back in. But it ain't always that simple. With the things I said I've got going on outside, and but I don't think it'll take too long. I was even hoping to get on the Eubank and Benn card. I was hoping to get on there, but it's difficult for me to explain to you without going into too much detail.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean? So I feel like I'm cutting you short there, but I can't say too much more.
No, that's fine. Look, Liam, I really, really appreciate your time today. We'll do this again whenever you have got fight news to talk about. And
Yeah,
we'll get
100%, mate. Hopefully, very near future, I'll know a bit more and things are settled down.
Perfect, mate. Thanks a million. Speak soon.
Top man.
Yeah, I put my dad in the street against a heavyweight.
I've gone back to the dad. I've punched him a few more
There's 5
times.
blokes outside my front door. You coming in?
One hell of a fucking story, so stay tuned.
Welcome, Team Everlast, to the Team Everlast Fitness app. Download the Everlast Fitness app and find your greatness within.